welcome to a new episode of Infinity and Beyond. Do you know anything about St. Athanasius the Apostolic?
Athanasius the Apostolicus?
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, he's one of my favorites.
Tell me everything you know about him.
Oh wow, we could be here for a while. He did a lot in his life. I know that he's commonly referred to as the greatest defender of our faith. He's a defender of orthodoxy, and he's one of the greatest apologists in history.
Did you know that he was a disciple of St. Alexander?
Yeah, I did. Not only was he a disciple of him, he was a disciple, he was a student. Pope Alexandros, he's the one who ordained him as a deacon. And after Pope Alexandros departed to heaven, before he actually consecrated him as a patriarch to take over after him.
Wow.
And then St. Athanasius became the dean of the theological school.
I have a quick question.
Of course.
Didn't he defend our Coptic Orthodox Church against the heresy?
Not only our Coptic Orthodox Church, but he defended the Coptic Orthodox Church, all of Orthodoxy and Christianity as a whole against the Arians and heretics.
Wow. He was a big name in our church, don't you say?
He's one of the biggest pillars of our church. Without him, Christianity wouldn't be what it is today. He's one of the biggest influences in the entire history of Christianity.
Also, did you know that he attended the Council of Nicaea as a deacon in 325 AD?
Absolutely. That goes back to when we were saying that how even at a very young age he had a zeal and a passion for learning theology and philosophy, and he used that knowledge to grow in the church. That's why one day he became head dean and patriarch of the Coptic Orthodox Church. For a while, his fighting against heresy became so strong that the Arians actually got very angry with him. So to get rid of him, they actually went to the emperor at the time, Emperor Constantine. Yeah, and they actually made a false accusation against Athanasius, and they said that he was threatening to ruin the crops without a harvest, which was a huge deal. The economy was built on harvesting and farming. So because of this, Constantine banished him, and he found refuge in Rome. But even while he was no longer in Egypt and banished in Rome, he did not abandon his flock. He still kept good contact with his flock by writing them the festal letters every Eid.
Oh! That's why! That's why our Pope sent us traditional letters every Eid.
Exactly, you got it. So he started that tradition, but not only was it a festal letter, he also used those letters to communicate with his flock, of course, but also that he would use those letters to tell the people in Egypt what was the date of Easter that year, because back then they didn't have Coptic reader. And when fighting various heresies, he used not only his political influence and theological knowledge, but also
about his faith.
Yes, he used them all to combat heresies throughout the world, really. While he was in Rome, while he was in Alexandria, different parts of Egypt. And also, during his first years of his episcopal, he traveled through most of Egypt and Libya, checking in on different monasteries, checking in on different families, and being a true leader, absolutely. And you know why they call him the Apostolic, not the Apostle?
No, why?
Because the word apostle refers to the 72 apostles that Christ appointed after the ascension to heaven to preach throughout the world. Athanasius was not among those 72, but he was like the apostolic, like in Coptic, instead of apostolos, we say apostolicus, like an apostle. He was like an apostle in that he preached the world, he defended the Christianity, he preached the word of God, he would defend against heresies. All throughout the world. That's why he was like an apostle. Let's say apostolicos, not apostolos. And after his exile was over, he returned to Egypt, and he was celebrated by his flock as a hero.
Also, when he returned, he had a fiery zeal for teaching and serving.
And that is why St. Athanasius the Apostolic, Athanasius the Apostolicos, is one of the heroes of orthodoxy and the pillars of our faith. And after 76 years of service, after his return to Egypt, he departed to heavenly Jerusalem. And may his holy blessings be with us all. Amen.